This NFL Week 12 Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same-game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100, and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. We're also brought to you by the SGPN Thanksgiving free roll. Everyone who hits a football bingo in our contest will win $100 cash and a $100 gift card to the SGPN store exclusively on the SGPN app.
Hey everybody, Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this, let it ride.
One of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Holy crap. I feel like are we getting double time and a half? What's the?
We should. We're in the coal mine. Grind. Get our content pickaxes.
Well, hopefully, my dick survives all the grinding that's going on in the SGPN offices right now.
Well, Ryan,
making sausage in here. See that?
I want a dick rubbed on me tonight.
Well, Ryan, we don't have time for that. We got an entire NFL slate to pick. A bunch of games, of course. Make sure you get in on the Thanksgiving bingo. It's a fun new format. The guys who run all our contests, play action pools, very cool guys. They came up with the concept. It's super fun to play. Good way to get the family involved. I know and good way to introduce it.
Family.
Get your aunts, your uncles, your nephews, grandma. Grandma loves bingo. Have her download the SGPN app. Fire it up. Next thing you know,
we already talked about grandma on the Kramer, or on the Retrudy side, the Italian side of the family loves the bingo.
Who doesn't love bingo, and who doesn't love betting on sports? You can do it over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Bet big, win bigger with WynnBet. $100 bet gets you a $100 free bet from WynnBet. Oh man, so much action going on over at WynnBet. Of course, you can fire up that parlay wheel, spin it, enjoy the results. It's a great time. I mean, Thanksgiving, you're sitting in front of a TV for 9 straight hours. So much football, so much food, a cornucopia of degeneracy. You can enjoy it all over at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Of course, as you know, you have to be in a WynnBet state. Wish I was going to a WynnBet state for the holidays, Ryan. Those are the best states. Colorado, Arizona, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. As you know, offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com.
You sound like the music my kids listen to. This is beautiful.
Making bacon in the YouTube saying you guys are working almost as hard as me, and that's rock hard. Well, you probably have a real job where you do real work. We're fortunate to just slave away for the DGens, which is a pretty good job. Yes, we had a USA versus England World Cup podcast. If you're into the footy, we just recorded our Thanksgiving DFS and Thanksgiving props episode.
Hasn't even been put out on the podcast.
No, so that's why, if you're listening live on YouTube, you're ahead of schedule. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. P-Dub wanting to know, what were the odds on Chubb and Barkley to combine for less than 50 yards this week? That would have been probably like 30, 40 to 1 if you parlayed their alternate line totals.
Seriously,
a lot of the spots don't let you parlay unders like that. But I would imagine
they're cowards.
They're scared. They're scared of all this action. Jeremy pointing out that Kramer took his coat off in a previous episode. He was wearing the Giants coat, about to go on a heater. See, let's effing go.
You know you have fans that care about you when they notice the things that you feel like you're only thinking about in your head.
Yeah, they're dialed in, Ryan. They're laser focused. We're laser focused. Let's go. Let's start talking National Football League.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. We got, it's Thanksgiving.
Huge if true.
Which some say is a.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Madden always loved Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Madden.
Great guy.
Madden cruiser. Buffalo heads to Detroit. Well, this is interesting. They head back to Detroit for the second time in 5-ish days because they had to fly back after. First, they had a snowstorm, and it seemed like we were getting this like dramatic play-by-play on how much snow is in Buffalo, which Buffalo has a lot of snow. We get it. And how much like the journey, like fucking Lord of the Rings was going on for these players to get out of Buffalo just for them to go back.
It makes no sense. Everyone, and there are probably some people who actually bet it. And hilarious, like I've listened to a bunch of podcasts where they just assume, they go, oh, and so yeah, Bills were out here early. Like they didn't even actually.
How do you not? I know we're deep, Sean. I know we're deep, but how do when shit like that happens, you're like, how do you miss this? How do you miss this? You're talking about sports. Watch the games. Read a little bit. Get a newspaper.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. Andrew Robb is pointing out. Yes, I threw out an idea that if you record yourself at Thanksgiving dinner saying you're thankful for Manscaped and send in that video. We will give you $100 merch card to the SGPN gift store, the merch store. Sorry, I'm cracking up with the idea of hey, you be the judge of your own family. But if you want to say you're thankful for Manscaped, we would appreciate that.
Are you laughing at that or the fact how much Andrew loves the merch store?
I mean, Andrew's a team player and been doing really well in the underdog best ball draft. So shout out to Andrew. Best of luck with his teams. But Ryan, for the Bills, yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's a lot of injuries on both sides. One, cornerback for the Lions, Jeff Okudah, is out. Obviously, that's going to be a big issue. They're two of their guards. One, the right guard's dealing with an ankle issue. The left guard is out sick. But then on the other side, the Bills defense, Tremaine Edmonds is out. AJ Epineza is out. So they're dealing with a bunch of defensive injuries as well. I think if you listen to the prop show, I do think Khalif Raymond could have a big game. Some of the other guys are out. Josh Reynolds dealing with the back thing. DJ Chark, they're easing him back.
Jameson Williams practicing.
Yeah.
That's fun for next year. Isn't this the Lions week 12? Aren't we talking about next year? Aren't we talking? Sean, I feel like the other, do you have the Lions record on Thanksgiving?
I could pull that up. I don't have it in front of me. I do have the record of Dan Campbell, 13-4 ATS as a dog of 4 or more. Ryan,
all right. This is a simple handicap. I have to stop.
Okay.
But before you do something foolish, which I think maybe you're on the path to doing that anyway. This Bills team, they pushed an 8-point spread last week when they kicked 6 field goals.
Yeah.
They kicked 6 field goals. They're not going to kick 6 field goals again unless they need Brian Dable. That's unrelated. I've gotten to the point where I'm not even this much of a conspiracy theorist. I love the Bill. I'll say it. I love the Bills this week. I don't give a shit about the weird travel spots.
Oh my God.
I watched Dan Jones throw for 300+ yards on this team. I am a Dan Jones sympathist. He has no receivers.
Yeah.
He was able to throw for 300+ yards on this Lions team. The Giants, if anything, when you go back and look at the box score, a little unlucky to not have more points here. I see no reason why the Bills can't easily score 30 points, which means 40 is in the realm of possibilities, which means 40-17 is in the realm of possibilities. That's it. My hand. I feel like that was a real meathead handicap. But I don't give a shit about emotional ass Dan Campbell after win number 4 on a 3-game fucking win streak. I want to fade that.
It does seem like a good sell high opportunity on the Detroit Lions. I was going back and forth, but the injuries for Detroit, namely the offensive line issues and the Okudah injury, I'm with you. I got to take the Bills here. The travel thing, maybe I'm overthinking it. And maybe this is an ultimate Josh Allen get right game, but I'm slightly worried of the Lions backdoor because I think this is going to be a little bit of a shootout game. I mean, the total's sitting at 54, right?
Oh, I mean, that's why we you remember the DFS show when I played a triple stack with a double bring back from this game.
Yes, Black Kirk Cousins, pointing out
who is this?
Well, Black Kirk Cousins. That's what they call Dak Prescott. Lions are 6-15 on Thanksgiving, going back to 2000. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's go Bills. I need a favorite to round out the Thanksgiving card.
All right.
Although,
so I talked you into the Bills.
Yeah,
like that, and yeah,
which
definitely
is dangerous.
Well, I got excited. We were doing a little of expedited prep, and I also got our newsletter picks, and so I got deep into this game, and I was like, what am I? I'm overthinking this. It's an early kick. It's Detroit. Buffalo just going to take care of business. Josh Allen, let's go.
Ryan, known Josh Allen hater, so if he likes him, it's a good pick.
Well, I'm not a known Josh Allen hater. What I am is an objective NFL handicapper with a good angle here.
When they were struggling in the first half, you were bringing up how maybe there was something to the K metric, and we got away from the K metric too far. And
well, I will. So there's two sides to every coin. Josh Allen, high variance player. I think the Lions will give him plenty of opportunity for good. You remember also on the DFS show, I played the Lions defense because I was right about the K metric. Josh Allen is back to doing Josh Allen things without Daddy Dable around. Let's go. Daddy Dable. That's going to stick around. All right. Next up, the afternoon kick. Giants Cowboys on Thanksgiving, Sean. I was trying to rack my brain to think if the Giants and Cowboys have played a Thanksgiving game before. Dallas laying 9 points here, minus 400, 320 for the Giants coming back. 45.5 is the total. You have the convergence of a team that finally got a little unlucky and underperformed versus a team that just massively overperformed. You have a team in the Cowboys where their owner is quote saying things quote, this is the kind of team that can go get me a Super Bowl. I'm going to reuse the line I used earlier because when old guys get confident, they accidentally shit themselves. They don't have the control anymore. Jerry, he said Super Bowl. It feels like the
I mean, all you need to know is Cowboys 1-10 against the spread. Last 11 years on Thanksgiving. Ryan, I know you don't like Thanksgiving. You view it as a throwaway holiday, but for me, a national holiday where you get to enjoy betting against the Cowboys. What else is there?
You're combining Thanksgiving with NFL football.
Yes. Awesome.
That would be like saying I love the Lord because the NFL plays on Sunday.
Yeah, there you go.
I said again.
Sunday. No, it's like saying Sunday is a great day because you have NFL.
Okay, not really, but so look, I like Thanksgiving football. I just don't need. We don't need the holidays. I mean, look, I don't have a problem with it. You're going to turn me into some sort of weird Thanksgiving.
You're the Thanksgiving Grinch. I like it.
It's a throwaway holiday. The Cowboys suck. We're going to hear all about the Salvation Army halftime performance, of course, put on by Jerry's daughter.
So as far as like matchup stuff, I love taking big division dogs in a revenge angle, aka the Giants here. I think Daniel Jones is going to be able to get loose for some rushing yards. I do worry a little bit about Tony Pollard. I think that's going to be a tough
matchup for the
Dalton
Giants.
Schultz also could eat a little bit against this Giants defense. But
you can say that, but you're going to give me shit when I make him my tight end on the DFS show.
Yeah, this is
so you can say positive things, but you can't.
No,
put them in the lineup.
Setting it up. Giants third in the league in rushing. Dallas defense, rush defense, 27th. So again, I think it's a big Saquon game. I think it's a big Dan Jones game. And Giants are much better on the road. ATS. They're 3-1 ATS. Their one loss came in that crazy situation spot in Seattle. I don't understand why they're getting this many points. Give me the Giants +9 all day
because everyone just watched the Cowboys throttle the Vikings. Meanwhile, the Giants lost to Jared Goff. This is a pretty simple another simple handicap here in terms of like convergence of perceived value. Just fade Detroit this week and buy the Giants, which Sean is on board. I like that. nightcap. Not the best Thanksgiving night game, but they did make it easy to pick because we have Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings hosting the New England Patriots. Vikings -3, -150 on the money line. Patriots +130, 42.5 is the total.
You like that? You like that?
So on a neutral site, we're saying these are equal teams. Probably correct. One has a very good defense. One has a supposedly good offense. But it's Kirk Cousins after dark. That's it.
What more do you need to say? I mean, you pulled the stat, Ryan. Cousins in prime time, weekday prime time, 5-4 ATS. The biggest thing for me is the Vikings are going to be without their left tackle Christian Darrisaw. You saw what
5-14, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I think you said 5-4.
5-14. Maybe I missed.
Don't want to accidentally give him credit.
No, 5-14 ATS. But yeah, I mean, the left tackle for the Vikings being out is huge. You saw what Minka Parsons did to them. I don't understand why Matthew Judon couldn't also light up Kirk Cousins, give him a ton of trouble. And then you think like, oh, hey, they're just going to take the ball out of Kirk Cousins' hands. Well, then you're running into the Pats, who are #1 in rush defense EPA. I think it's a really tough spot for them. And we saw what Tony Pollard did to this Vikings defense. I think Ramondre Stevenson could have a big game. Patriots always show up on the road versus NFC opponents. 29-13 ATS. I mean, again, some of that's Brady, but I do think if anyone can do well coaching against a non-conference opponent, I think it is Bill Belichick. So give me the Pats +3 here.
Yeah, and to your Judon nugget, Darrisaw. I don't think he's officially been ruled out, but it seems like he's.
Oh yeah, he's 100% out.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the Vikings injury report doesn't have him ruled out.
Okay. I'm just telling you, he was coming off a concussion and then got another concussion.
No, I know. I'm just sharing like that, but that him being out is a critical piece. So
yeah, and it's Micah Parsons, not Minka. I'm thank you for the chat for correcting me.
Oh boy.
I'm an old guy. What do you want from me?
Wow. McCafferty. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's much of a handicap here other than not really looking to get into Kirk Cousins. We've been hearing the stat nerds, the spreadsheet folks talk about the fact that this is an overrated team. You now have a situation where Minnesota is 24th in DVOA as an 8-2 team. They have a negative point differential as an 8-2 team.
First time in NFL history.
They're
like I get the angle. Normally, I like to take teams coming off a blowout loss, but I still think there's a little left. There's some regression left in this Vikings team. Like it's almost like a turkey, and they carved off a nice piece of regression, but there's still some more regression on that bone. There's still some meat on that bone.
Yeah, I mean there is a version of this game where they just score too many points for the Patriots, who look like they can't score at all right now. But the other angle would be Patriots just coming off a game versus that Jets defense, which is turning out to be quite good. So yeah, I mean, I just like the Patriots defense in this spot. So we're going to skip down the. So let's pause, because this is the end of Thanksgiving. Are we doing any sort of parlay here?
Yeah, I mean, just parlay Buffalo, Giants, Pats.
Just
don't get cute.
Overthink it.
No, you're gonna probably try and put the Giants money line in there, which I don't mind, but I don't think you need it.
Buffalo -3, Giants +15, Patriots +9 teaser. That
okay?
Mwah. All right, moving to Sunday. Ravens, once again, the curious case of Lamar Jackson showing up on the injury report with illnesses. And the Ravens.
Wait, again? Or that was last week?
I'm saying, and the Ravens looking like relative trash. Now we have a spot where a lot of data is going to point you to the Jacksonville Jaguars coming off the bye, +4 at home, +170. Ravens -200, 43.5 is the total. The Jags have underperformed almost as hard as the Vikings have overperformed. The Ravens just keep on going. They aren't covering a lot of spreads, especially the big ones.
They've been good on the road though. 4-1 ATS on the road. Jags 5-11 ATS last 16 games at home. They also, I think it's a pretty decent matchup for them. Baltimore second in rushing offense, Jags 15th in rushing defense. I don't think they're going to be able to get a ton of pressure on them. And we haven't seen. I still think Trevor Lawrence isn't that good. So this Ravens defense, the offense has been up and down, but I think the defense, since they brought in Roquan Smith,
it's crescendoing,
has given them a nice edge. So I think this is actually a nice time to buy low on the Ravens. You know, they did have a bunch of opportunities on the Panthers side of the ball. You know, they were huge favorites against a non-conference team. I guess it's not shocking they didn't take them as seriously as they should.
By the way, Steve Wilkes is like, they're considering hiring him.
I don't get it. I mean, but also it's, how do you evaluate this team with Baker Mayfield as your quarterback?
Well, they did. We'll get to this.
They they got up for that Thursday night game, but I think this is a great spot for the Ravens. How can you talk yourself into this Jags team? I just don't see it.
Well, they're coming off it would be Doug P coming off the bye. They've been a team that's performed well. Your handicap is basically that Trevor Lawrence sucks.
He's not that good, and I think they're going to be able to pressure him. And he's not a guy that can handle pressure, both metaphorically or in the game.
No, I mean he
doesn't live up to expectations. He hasn't.
He doesn't.
I haven't seen much growth for him in year 2 as a starter.
And you sprinkle in the fact that, and I was scrambling to get it because I could have sworn I wrote it down, but Lamar performs well in Florida. There's that random thing where, so maybe warm weather, maybe he's feeling better off of his 15th bout with COVID or the flu or whatever he's had. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm just gonna forever go back to the well with this Baltimore team. And yet I mean, for first half, maybe we should just do the first half. Baltimore -4 is the play.
It's too low.
It's probably right. It's just, you just have to get over the hump of looking past the fact that Jacksonville performs well in the first halves and fails in the second halves.
Yeah,
Trevor will fuck the game
maybe
up
get in
point.
on this live.
Denver, they're heading to Carolina to take on those Panthers, who are reportedly interested in hiring Steve Wilkes permanently. As you said, Sean, what can you possibly do to evaluate a team while you're starting Baker Mayfield? Well, the Broncos come to town -2.5, -135 on the money line. Panthers +115, 36 is the total. And guess what? Sam Darnold will be the starting quarterback of your Carolina Panthers this week. I don't know how to affect my handicap with this information.
I guess it's something different. So maybe that, like, it could not be worse. So in that way, maybe it's better.
Isn't this just a pure, let's take the 2.5, let's fade Russ, because
how does he deserve to be a road favorite? In what world are you making the Denver Broncos a road favorite?
Last week was the week they're supposed to win. They don't even win that game.
Yeah, you blew a great opportunity at home against your division opponent. That was their Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, like, they have no chance to make the playoffs. You had the Raiders at home. You were up in that game. They got rid of Melvin Gordon. There's locker room issues. Nathaniel Hackett sucks. Like, this team is in shambles. And to your point, like, I do think, I don't know, it does seem like they're playing hard for Steve Wilkes. I don't know how much that's worth. I don't know what his background is as far as like a schemer or whatever.
We know Baker sucks. Maybe Sam Darnold has, maybe the 10 weeks off for the concussion has helped him turn into a not horrible quarterback.
I mean, this game is why they invented gambling, right? Because otherwise nobody would be watching this. No one. There's no one who's excited about this game.
So fun fact, the Carolina Panthers are 3-8. Where did those 3 wins come?
The Panthers?
How many of those wins came from outside the division? Yep.
So
3-8.
They beat the Falcons. Who else did they beat? Man, that's the only one they beat the Jets. And then they beat Saints.
No.
Who'd they beat?
They beat all 3 of their wins are in the division.
Really?
Yes. They've only beaten teams in their own division.
That's hilarious.
So
Tampa Bay, yeah, I forgot about
they
that.
beat the Bucks 21-3. They beat the Falcons 25-15.
Broncos 1-4 ATS on the road. I mean, because they don't show up home. You think they're going to show up on the road?
You think Russ's body clock will be awake at that hour?
Oh man, if you should check out the USA versus England podcast. Billy, our soccer gambling podcast host, was telling a story about trying to get his son an autograph in when the Broncos were over in London and trying to meet Russell Wilson, and he was walking around with like 2 security guards and wasn't doing autographs. You should be begging people to get your autograph, not turning them down. Russell Wilson.
He's really turned into a weirdo.
I cannot back this Broncos team.
Unfortunately, we got to be on the Panthers.
Oh, they're getting 2 points, 2.5 points. Come on.
Feels like a nice teaser too, especially with the low output of points that the Denver Broncos tend to have. Which, by the way, Sean, update that stat. 18 points now, every game they would be a 9-1 football team. 9-1 if
so bad
scored 18 points every game.
And they got rid of Melvin Gordon, who again, he seemed to be like one of the few sparks.
And shout out to Melvin Gordon for posting a picture of himself driving in a white Bronco, being followed by the police on the 405, leaving, or AKA whatever freeway leaves Broncos Stadium.
Hilarious.
All right. Atlanta heads to Washington to take on the Commanders, AKA the football team, AKA the Redskins. Haven't seen those. Is the marching band still playing in the tailgate? Washington -4. What a world we've come to where Washington can lay more than 3 points at home. -190 on the money line. Falcons +160. 42 is the total. I think we've gotten a little too crazy with Mr. Taylor Heineke.
You're on the Falcons, good. Ryan? You're on the Falcons?
Is that it? I have fallen in love this year.
They were 6-0 at ATS, and then they have not covered since. They've had a couple pushes in there, but they have not covered.
So
since.
They're due. Are you giving me a due logic?
I mean, some people have them 7-3. If you got them minus, or well, I don't even know. Maybe there was a -2.5 late against the Bears. Heineke had a really good game. Played him last year. Threw for 290 yards and 3 touchdowns. I don't know what their defense hasn't gotten much better, and I don't know. This might be a decent game for the Washington passing offense. They're 15th in the league. They're going up against Atlanta, 31st in the league, and Washington is pretty good at slowing down the run. And that seems, if you can stop Atlanta on the ground and force Marcus Mariota to beat you, that's how you do it.
Kyle Pitts is finally going to be on the sideline, not due to performance. I mean, I don't think I can lay the points with Taylor Heineke. I think we've just gotten a little crazy here. He's not a very good quarterback.
No, but they rally around him, Ryan. They clearly seem to rally around him.
What? You nailed it.
They play pretty good defense. I mean, it really is amazing what you can accomplish as an NFL team once you get rid of Carson Wentz. And the fact that Ron Rivera, since they asked him what was going on, and he said quarterback. They've been 5-0. One was that ugly win with Wentz, and then the rest have been the Commanders. The Commanders have been playing well. I don't know what to make of this Falcons team. I worry about the matchup for them. 4 feels maybe a hair high.
I hear you about the matchup. I think I would just counter with I just think Taylor Heineke is still capable of losing games. There's a reason they didn't go with Taylor Heineke to start the season, and I think while it's exciting to have a couple wins under your belt, I'm going Washington -4. I wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta loses and covers. Washington look ahead spot. New York Giants on deck. I don't know if that's. What do you mean? They're looking to make the playoffs. They get destroyed by the Giants every year. They're definitely looking ahead. I don't see it. Give me Washington -4. Ryan, holidays are here. You might need a couple extra bucks. I know I've been in situations. Oh no, the anniversary is coming up, or especially back in the day when I was broke. It's tough. You got a girlfriend or a Christmas present. You're like, oh my God, I got nothing. I'm tapped out. Inflation's destroying me. The economy. Plenty of reasons why you might not
have the money you need for the holidays, and Dave is here to help. Dave is the banking app that could get you up to $500 instantly with extra cash. With Dave, there's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. Again, make it easy to get those last minute expenses. Whatever sort of financial stuff is causing you stress, your good buddy Dave is here to help you out. So if you're in a pinch, need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now, or go to dave.com, sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking provided by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. We're also brought to you by Manscaped. That's right. As Andrew mentioned, if you say at your Thanksgiving dinner table that you are thankful for Manscaped and you film the video, you will get a $100 SGPN gift card. It's the holiday season. Time to make sure your little drummer boy is ready to go. Oh man, the Lawnmower 4.0 it's really.
What about a normal size drummer boy?
Yeah. Full grown adult drummer boy. Highly recommend the Manscaped Platinum Package. And what a great stocking stuffer. Maybe for your dad, your uncle. This Manscaped also great white elephant gift. Could you imagine your open it up and it's a Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 with body wash, with 2-in-1 shampoo conditioner, with the Performance Package Plus Ultra Premium. They got the skin safe technology to make sure your delicate presents are tucked nicely underneath your tree. Of course, the 4000K LED light and the crop preserver to make sure your crop's coming in smelling fresh. All right, again, manscaped.com, promo code SGP, 20% off and free shipping. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Don't let your pubes ruin this holiday.
A lot of times women complain that when their husband's friends gift them something, it's more for the man than the woman. Well, this is for everyone. This is for everyone, Sean. All right, Bucks off the bye, heading to Cleveland. Bucks laying 3.5 here. Interesting. -180 on the money line. Cleveland +150. 43 is the total. Like, this is also a situational spot you circle before the year. Bucks have the Saints on deck, and I don't really care what the current state of either team is. Those two teams hate each other, and it was the first thing that stood out here is you have a non-conference road spot. Granted, it's Bucks off the bye. I guess they could just correct everything, but we're heading into Cleveland, and what do we expect? Wind off the water. We expect high winds in the 20+ mile per hour range. I don't think Tampa's going to wake up and be a great running team. I know that. And I know Cleveland, this is a hell of a matchup here against the Tampa defense that typically stops the run well. And oh, by the way, I feel like Brissett's been fairly scrappy with his ability to pass a little bit. I know you're supposed to lay the 3.5, Sean.
Yeah.
You're supposed to lay the 3.5, but a lot of the systems are pointing to the home dog here.
Yeah, this is
80% of the money on the Bucks,
and the Bucks road their rushing defense isn't as good as it used to be. So someone in the chat mentioned earlier, highlighted Nick Chubb, how bad his game was. I do think this could be a bounce back game for Nick Chubb. What the thing that scares me is how much are we factoring in next week? We have Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans, Browns versus Texans. I
don't think anyone cares about that, but Watson.
Well, but what about him getting ready to take over the reins, or are they still letting Jacoby Brissett take all the snaps? I'm worried about that.
Like, there's not a stable situation around most of these, like either one of these teams. It's hard. Like, I don't like the coach in Cleveland. I don't like the situation. I don't like how they're working Watson back. But I mean, if Tampa comes out and lays another, think about all the eggs they've laid this year.
You should call them the Easter Bunny. It's just laying eggs left and right.
Photoshop Tom Brady.
Tom Brady as an Easter bunny, please, someone in Jake or
Please.
That would be a great Photoshop.
What's holding me back is just Cleveland's been just a trash team.
Yeah,
Cleveland. I mean, they were fortunate to cover push last week.
Well, and again, I do think Tampa Bay kind of got some of their defense right with getting Winfield back. Some of those guys they were missing on injury. Now, maybe some of that was that Germany thing. And again, do we really want to fade Tom Brady after he takes a trip to Germany? That feels like a fool's errand, Ryan. That's also what's scaring me. Last but not least, there is Brownie the Elf is still on the field. I don't know if you saw. Also, there was someone broke into the Browns stadium and drove around, and there were tire marks all over the stadium. They were ripping it to shreds.
How does that happen? Is it because the security code is 1, 2, 3, 4? Baker really just left the place in shambles.
Yeah, man, this is tough. You're taking Cleveland?
I mean, this is another, like, something's up. Someone knows something. Money's coming in on Cleveland. The line's not moving. What do we not know?
Yeah, all right.
I mean, if I'm looking at the money and all of that, it seems like the play is Tampa. Everything else to me is Cleveland.
All right, I'm going Tampa Bay -3.
This is no different than.
I don't want to have any money on this Browns team.
This is no
Brownie the Elf.
This is no different than Seattle, Tampa Bay, and Germany when it was like the spread. I mean, in terms of why is Tampa laying this number doesn't make sense. Money keeps pouring in. Someone knew something.
I'm taking Tampa Bay -3.5.
Let's just follow the smart people. Tampa -3.5.
We are the smart people, Ryan.
And not,
we have a podcast.
Not in that show, or not on that game. We weren't. Cincy, they're heading to Tennessee, and the Bengals are favored by 1.5 here, -130 on the money line. Tennessee +110, 43.5 or 43 is the total. This is a game this was the game that really stood out to me when things opened. I think this opened at 2. Just generally shocked to see the continued disrespect to the Titans when they continue to perform. I think last week that Thursday night game was a big statement game. And I think you just have a coach that comes to a game with a plan. You've given him extra time, and you have a Cincy team that what does Joe Burrow struggle with? What is he struggles with pressure.
Yeah. And again, this Titans team now they lost some of their pass rushers, but they sacked him 9 times last year in the playoffs and didn't get that win. If any team is going to get hyped for a revenge spot against a team they lost to in the playoffs with extra time to prepare. I mean, Mike Vrabel,
his dick's on the table for
this.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Mike Vrabel should win Coach of the Year back-to-back years. I know he won't, but you giving this guy extra time to prepare. And like you said, Bengals back-to-back road spots, teams back-to-back road spots. That is a tough, and that was a physical game against Pittsburgh. I know they got the better of Pittsburgh, but Burrow, that seemed like a pretty hard fought game.
Teams off of Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Since week 6.
What are we looking at?
10-1-1 against the spread, 10-2 straight up. What's the logic? Well, we're deeper into the season. The added rest really matters. They're coming out healthy. They're coming out with some pop. I mean, I think I don't know why in the off season I find myself falling victim to hating on the Titans, and then the Titans fans have to remind me,
tighten up, Ryan.
I love this game on the spread. I love this in a teaser. I get it. Like it's the layman take. You can say Burrow might be able to carve them up because that's their weakness. They have a pass defense weakness. I don't know.
But I think they can create pressure. And again, I think they can do enough with Derrick Henry to really push around this Bengals team. I mean, Najee Harris seemed to have a really good game against them. At least, I mean, one of the better Najee Harris games. And not saying much.
He's not looking good either.
No, but I thought he looked pretty good against that Bengals defense.
Yeah, and what is let's see here. I was pulling up the defense.
Like matchup splits wise, it is pretty similar. Like there's not anything glaring. I just think this is a good spot for the Titans.
Yeah, I feel like we were high on the Bengals preseason, and then I feel like we've found ourselves hating on them a bit. Been trying to be a little introspective, coming off a rough week. I was watching the game tape, but yeah, I think you got to take Tennessee here.
Yes.
All right, another early kick. Houston heading to Miami. Miami coming off the bye, well rested. Houston catching 13 here, plus 525 on the money line, minus 750 for the Dolphins. 46 is the total. Sean, I said we're off the Texans unless they're catching more than a touchdown.
Oh, I'm still off the Texans. I don't care.
This gave us a touchdown, way more than a touchdown.
This could be a million points. Right. Texans second worst point differential at negative 7.1 per game. Dolphins +7 at home. Texans second most yards allowed per game. I mean, the barista's just been sitting there drinking lattes this entire off week.
It's true.
Figuring out ways to scheme up. To just light up this Texans team, and the Texans have their Super Bowl next week. They have the Super Bowl primetime game against Deshaun Watson.
Who's to the Super Bowl for? The coach wasn't there.
I think the players didn't like what he did to the team. If you're on that Texans team, you don't think you have a chip on your shoulder because a guy, you have to know when to come. Doesn't know and completely unravels the team. I mean, if you're Brandon Cooks, why do you think he wants to get traded? Do you think he wants to get traded if Deshaun Watson is still there? You think if you're Nico Collins, do you want Davis Mills there or Deshaun Watson?
You don't think he likes Davis Mills? All right.
He did ask to be traded multiple times. It was super pissy about it, and then did have his captaincy ripped off from him. And they're an auto fit. They're not getting out of auto fit. Maybe against the Browns next week. We'll talk about that.
Should we pause for just a second? Because what if
Davis Mills doesn't start? I don't care.
You don't care. Who is the backup?
I'm blanking on his name.
Kyle Allen.
Yeah.
We're not worried about Kyle Allen coming in
on the road. No.
And being a bit of a emotional bump.
Nope.
It's 13 points in the National Football League, Sean. Are you really prepared to do this? I'm just giving you some outs. Miami, Sean, I know you didn't look at the schedule ahead of time.
Nope.
Who does Miami have on deck? Trip back to old daddy, San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan on deck. I know it's a non-conference road spot. Whew. Oh my!
Tyreek Hill doesn't know. Tyreek Hill doesn't look at the schedule either. Ryan can't find it. Doesn't need it. Miami minus 13. Tyreek Hill might cover this spread himself. And now I know double-digit favorites have not been great this season, but I'm not picking the Texans. You can if you want. Brian, what's going on over there?
Because I don't want to take the.
You have to know when
everyone's gonna bet the Dolphins. Give me the Texans plus 13.
There you go.
Kyle Allen.
Now I'm feeling great about it.
From fresh blood. Teams coming off the bye. It has not been great. Basically 500 ATS. So not exactly a huge ad. Last of the early kick. Chicago heads to New York. Take on the Jets. The Bears. The Jets both uncertain who's going to be starting at quarterback
for both teams.
Bears.
How can they set a line?
Catching 4.
Remember when they used to not set lines?
Well, this is kind of a dart throw line. Plus 4.5, plus 175 for the Bears, minus 210 for the Jets. 39.5 is the total. I think here's the breakdown for me, at least. I think the Jets, there's no difference between Flacco and Zach Wilson.
Really? I think Flacco's. In my model, it has Flacco as a 3-point bump.
Okay, so
I think Flacco's competent. I think you put Flacco in that Patriots game.
I agree.
They're not held to 3 points.
I'm giving you the.
They have more completions than punts in my mind.
Okay, so then maybe you'll help my argument then. I think on the Bears side, this line is signaling that Fields will be playing. Because if Fields wasn't playing, this would be. Again, we had to look up who the backup was for the Bears. Trevor Siemian. He's at this point a downgrade. So if they were uncertain about Fields, I think this line would be bigger. I do think this line is greater than 3 because of Joe Flacco. I think the 3 to 4.5 is Joe Flacco. I think if Zach Wilson's the starter, this is 3. And so I don't know.
So I don't think. So you think Justin Fields isn't starting?
No, I think he is.
Okay,
I'm saying
I don't think he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he
it's
does.
Tuesday.
It is
so
early.
generally we don't even have a practice report yet. So for you to be so confident, what makes you so confident? Because I've heard people talk about the idea that it seems likely he would play.
Well, I guess I'm going off of what he said initially. What?
They're going to shut him down.
Well, they said it's day to day, but he might be done for the season.
Okay.
That to me is a red flag. Trevor Siemian versus Sauce Gardner. That's definitely a Jets matchup I like. And if you look at the units on this team, regardless kind of quarterback, the Jets defense is the only elite unit. If you give this Jets team a little bit of
it's hard to lay points like that though.
A little bit of consistency. I know that's the other thing. Is like, can you really lay 4.5 points with Joe Flacco against any team? But then the Bears figure out ways to not cover spreads if Justin Fields is playing or not.
I mean, there's also the angle where the Bears have the Packers on deck. It's a lost season, but the Packers game, at least that's a rivalry game. If Fields plays, you got to take the Bears, right?
Yeah.
To me, the handicap is if Fields is playing, it's obviously this is a good buy on the.
I think you have to take Chicago right now at 4.5. With the
do you think so?
I don't know.
In your world, then if Fields gets announced the starter, this then goes where?
I think it would go to 3.
3.
Yeah.
So you think Flacco? Okay. Yeah. See, I was thinking. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. I think.
Well, and the Jets haven't even said there's a decent chance the Jets, like the
Jets,
Zach Wilson not starting is all just rumor at this point.
It's rumor. It seemed Elijah
like
Moore posting on his Instagram him throwing a pass,
and it could be Mike White too. Like Mike White became the backup. He is technically listed as the backup.
I don't know if I see if it's Mike White.
I think I'll just take 2 bad teams. I'll take the 4.5.
Yeah, but the Bears don't win, but they cover.
That sounds about
Still
right.
have 3 wins, by the way. Where the Bears fans they haven't been showing up in my mentions lately.
I don't know if you saw there was a guy who did a coin flip, win-loss for the entire Jets schedule. He's nailed every one so far, and
it's fixed. I've been telling you this, Sean.
And he has the Jets losing this game.
Really?
Yeah, coin flip guys, the Jets losing.
Okay, that is affecting my handicap. Don't we just take
that's why I said last but not least, give me the Bears. Coin's hot.
39.5 also seems like a real guess at the total. Because the Bears have been an over team lately. Not that we're totals guys. All right, we just did a lot of games that are going to be on God's eye. Interesting early slate of games. I'll say that. Always feels like the Thanksgiving games leave a little to be desired. Denver, Carolina, good hangover game. I'll say that. Las Vegas, Sean, 105 kick on the West Coast, heading to Seattle, coming off the bye. Pete Carroll and the boys have got their body clocks all rested up. -3.5 here against the Raiders. -190 on the money line. Raiders +160. 47.5 is the total. Oh boy. I've seen first of all, if you haven't seen Derek Carr's contract and you want to feel bad for a Raider fan, I don't know. Is it Derek Carr? I was certainly wrong about Derek Carr and his ability to be a leader of men. He turned out to be a little bitch who wears makeup.
I told you it was Rich Bisaccia.
Oh no, 100%.
Derek Carr is
that turned out to be the case because Josh McDaniels, with his lack of emotion and any sort of leadership qualities, is not doing the job. And they just was that a Gatorade dumping game?
Yeah, they won you saw Devontae Adams. He was waving to the crowd, bye bye. They have nothing.
Wow.
What?
No, it's just that's a hilarious. What's your record? What are you doing?
No, I know 3-7, and it's like a walk off. You look at net yards per play, huge difference here. Almost a whole yard per play difference in net between Seattle and the Raiders. That's pretty big. Seattle's coming off a bye, and I think Seattle is a team that really could have, used the bye. You have Kenneth Walker against this Raiders team, which I don't see them being able to slow him down. Geno Smith, I think,
I have a fun
Pete Carroll versus Nathaniel, not Nathaniel Hackle versus Josh McDaniels. Similar level of coaching. I'm all over Pete Carroll.
I have a fun trivia question for you.
Toss it out.
The Raiders have one win against teams not named the Broncos.
Okay.
Who was it?
So far this season.
Yes.
Okay.
They've beaten the Broncos twice.
That is hilarious. They beat the Broncos twice.
And they actually
and the Cardinals.
No, they lost to the Cardinals.
That's right.
And funny enough, they beat the Broncos in a game where the Broncos scored more than 18 points, 23. So the one, that's the one anyway. That's hilarious. They beat the Texans, Sean.
Yes.
This is a team that has faced the Saints, the Jags, the Colts. This is a horrible team. This is a peculiar line.
Yeah, home team offensive overall scoring 5th for the Seahawks, 29th for the Raiders defense.
What are we missing here?
Not much. I think maybe
there's got to be something. It's not even a look ahead spot. I had Rams written down.
I think Seattle and Geno Smith, a lot of people thought were fraudulent, and then when they lost to the Bucs in Germany, people were like, "Oh, yep, I knew it. They suck. Geno Smith sucks." Geno played pretty decent in that game. Like that fumble, that ended up costing them. They were a little sleepy coming off the plane. Like it was a tough situation spot for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of decent excuses. Seattle's a tough place to go in and get a win, regardless of who is the quarterback. So I love Seattle here.
They also have the Chargers. I mean, not that there's. I mean, McDaniels. By the way, I don't think we ever discussed this on the show, but Davis came out and said that McDaniels is totally safe for next year.
Yeah, the fact every time they say he's safe, he's not.
I think
safe.
he had some hilarious quote in there, like I'm just getting to know the guy. Like what the fuck? The whole Davis family is just they're just out of touch. All right, another 105 kick, Sean. That is nice. We got 4 late games, 2 105 kicks. Feels nice. They're spreading it out. Chargers head to head to Arizona, take on the Cardinals. Cardinals coming off that Monday night thumping in elevation down in Mexico City. Shout out to the hype man from ESPN Deportes. That was
oh my God.
I mean, maybe we should randomly have that for some Monday night games in the United States as well. Chargers laying 4.5, minus 210 on the money line. Cardinals plus 175, 47.5 is the total. Love how DeAndre Hopkins looks. Sounds a lot like Kyler shut down until the bye week, and Hollywood is now it's sounding like trending like he has a chance to play. But if they're going to shut Kyler down till the bye week, why are you rushing Hollywood back?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a late scratch. Cardinals really close to being a closer eye special, right? Because they lost by 28. They were getting 8 points we picked it at. So very close to being a closer eye special.
Yeah. I mean, but the problem is it's overlapping with the other system, which is take the Chargers on the road. And this is actually
Chargers 5-0 ATS last 5 on the road.
Strange spot for the Chargers where if you're a Chargers fan and you're ever going to take a road trip to see the game, this might actually be in the realm of possibilities. I'm just going to head out to Arizona, see some family, and catch a Chargers game.
Well, Ryan, this is actually we might actually survive in our fantasy league because we have Keenan Allen and Josh Palmer, and maybe we start both because Arizona's passing defense is horrible. They let up 4 touchdowns to the Cardinals. I mean, and the Cardinals, they seem to be a team that's spiraling. They fired their offensive line coach because of an incident, which they're not revealing what the incident was in
speculate?
Mexico City.
Yeah, so you're on a business trip in Mexico City. What could possibly get you coach football, you coach offensive line, and you're a run game coordinator. You're on a business trip, aka road trip to Mexico for a quote home game.
Yeah.
What could possibly get you fired before the game?
He got fired before the game?
The game was Monday night. He was dismissed Monday morning.
I missed that part. Oh, wow. Yeah, so he didn't even make it to the game. Clearly he got arrested or something, or
prostitution was involved, right?
Yeah.
Or drunken, like he was drunk, right?
Some sort of partying. Yeah. He was intoxicated, whatever it was.
Have we learned nothing from Urban Meyer? Come on.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who will get penetration.
All right, here we go. Chalky road favorite, Chargers.
Oh, I mean, the only way you can play this is the chart. At this point, Colt, you're right about Colt McCoy too. The shine is worn off.
He gives you one game. These backup quarterbacks are all the same. They give you one game.
Did you see the video of the quarterbacks walking into Monday Night Football, and they show like stoic
Jimmy G,
well-dressed Jimmy G looking very beautiful, and then Colt McCoy looking like he's coming from like a 4-H festival, just wearing a double front pocket denim shirt. All right, yeah, we're both in the Chargers.
Yeah, let's go.
Lock. I think it's actually lock, but
really,
Kingsbury's on life support.
He really is.
San Diego Superchargers charge.
Because if you remember, there was also the Benjamin random cutting that we didn't really learn about. Now I feel like we need to go watch Hard Knocks. Hasn't been in the time space continuum, but the Cardinals are on Hard Knocks. I feel like we're gonna learn some hilarious shit from this team in short order. All right. 125 kick on the West Coast. The Rams head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs laying 14.5 here, begging you to take the Rams minus 1,200 for an NFL game, plus 750 on the money line. Don't often see plus 750 on a Sunday, not in the parlay prop market. 44 is the total.
Now
Perkins is starting auto fade.
This is where I'm taking the 14.5.
What?
Yeah. We got a Chiefs team looking ahead, Ryan. I mean, this is the look ahead spot of all look ahead spots. Right. You have your schedule grid right in front of you. Who do the Chiefs play next?
It doesn't matter. Yes, you're right. They have Cincinnati.
They play Cincinnati, the team that came in, knocked them out of the playoffs in Arrowhead. You don't think they have that game circled? And now they have a non-conference road game, non-conference spot against a team they don't care about at all. 14.5 all day.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It's that's the only handicap for me.
So you're not worried about the quarterback situation?
No, I am, and I think
Stafford accounted for the 2 touchdowns and I think a field goal. I could be wrong with that. And then Bryce Perkins came in, 5 for 39 on the ground, not bad. 5 out of 10 for 64 through the air. I mean, Sean, this is a guy like we're talking. Remember when Malik Willis was like rolling out and then threw it, and it was like, oh my goodness, that's not an NFL throw. Yeah, this is what Bryce Perkins is on that level. This is another toy pet project of Sean McVay.
Well, and you remember
they don't have an offensive line. They don't have weapons.
You're making my point for me. And what happened when Malik Willis was catching double digits against the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City? He got the cover. Give me the Rams plus 14.5.
They have an offensive line. They have a running game. They have a plan. They have a coach that knows how to coach when the chips are down. This is insane. You hate Sean McVay. You're running to back him here. Here's the craziest thing that stood out to me. The Rams are the public team. The Rams are catching a tremendous amount of the bets right now. Why is it not moving down to 14? Why are we not seeing any push? Because they know Chiefs by 1 million. You know what? I'm doing a Chiefs Bills parlay this weekend. Chiefs by 1 million. Class of the conference steps up here. Rams suck, dude. They're the worst.
No, I know they're bad. That's why they're getting 14.5 points.
So much easier for me to lay the points against the Rams versus the Texans. That could be a personal problem.
Yeah.
125 on the West Coast. Saints head to, I mean, they just lost to the Saints, who are a bad team right now. 125. Saints head to San Francisco coming off Monday Night Football. Niners -9, -425 on the money line. Saints plus 325. 43 is the total. I hate that I'm gonna. I need to talk this out with you, but it does seem like a very, very awesome time to fade Andy Dalton, coming off a nice win against an absolute trash Rams team at home. Now they go on the road, and I hate laying 9 points with Jimmy G. I hate laying 9 points with Kyle Shanahan, but the Niners look like they're about to start fucking people up.
Yeah,
I mean, I take that back. They just fuck someone up. They're going to continue fucking people up.
Niners on a short week after traveling down to Mexico and then coming back here. I think this is a good spot to actually take the Saints. San Francisco's feeling themselves.
Yeah, this is more of a X's and O's like on the field.
No, I know
stuff.
matchup wise, it's not ideal for the Saints, but you just saw Jimmy G at his highest. Jimmy G just threw for 4 touchdowns. He's going to come back and throw for another 4 touchdowns. And you want to talk about looking ahead. Shanahan might be the guy looking ahead. If anyone is looking ahead to the Dolphins there, I think this is a decent spot for the Saints just because they're getting 9 points. I get why matchup wise it wouldn't make sense, but yeah, give me the Saints on the
Saints. Actually, I would argue the bigger look ahead is the Saints, the Bucks. I know they need to win every game, but I just think
short week from that Mexico trip is really tough.
I mean, it depends what they got into. If they were hanging out at the same places that the offensive line coach of the Cardinals was, maybe.
And Jimmy G played a mistake-free game. I don't know if he has back-to-back mistake-free perfect games in him.
I wish we had. You know what? After the holiday, we're gonna need to get Katie on the show, talk Niners, because feels a little bit like you're talking shit about Jimmy G. Feels a little bit like you're saying.
I'm just Shanahan, Jimmy G. Last Monday was the time to take them as the favorite because they were the spread wasn't reflecting the situation at all. Now that 9 points, San Francisco 2 scores, I don't see it. The Rams aren't great, the Saints aren't great, but 9 points is 9 points.
I think maybe the Saints can get healthy here, but I think the Niners are getting ready to roll. I think another blowout here. Chalk. Let's go.
Is Benedict Dantold said, is Sean reading our comments and selling them as his own?
What did you? I can confirm that I have not been looking at the comments. I don't know. Are you stealing comments and then making them your own take, Sean? Tell the people demand an answer.
No, I mean I'm on the same page with Benedict Dantold about fading the Niners because they just had a great game. I agree with Tariq El Gale saying Jimmy owes an INT after that game. I concur. I also saw Jimmy G play the perfect game.
I wonder if Tariq is related to Kelly LePepe over at LMU. Yeah, I mean, look,
you're taking the Niners.
Yeah.
Do you have a dog on your card besides? Oh, you have Houston.
What are you talking about? Pay attention to the show.
You do have Houston.
I'm quite balanced, motherfucker.
Are you?
All right, I'm counting them out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 dogs.
Okay.
Fuck off. Sunday night football. Green Bay coming off Thursday night football.
Ryan's on tilt.
I'm fucking. We're grinding our dick. I said we're making dick sausage in here. Green Bay.
That is a disgusting act.
It's like an infinite loop. Think about it. Green Bay coming off Thursday night football, heading to Philly to take on the Eagles. Confirmed it will be lit. Eagles minus a touchdown, minus 300 on the money line. Packers plus 250. 46 is the total. Reminder: teams coming off Thursday night football since week 6, 10-1-1 against the spread, 10-2 straight up.
You have to make some exceptions, Ryan. And I think
of course there's always exceptions to everything.
The Packers are this exception. Dude, Aaron Rodgers hates his entire team. You're going into a lit environment. They're introducing the new black helmets for Sunday night.
What?
Yeah.
You're a rare Sean Green jersey handicap. I like it. What's the occasion?
It's Sunday night football.
Okay.
The Eagles are number 1 in yards per play now on defense. The offense has had some moments where they're struggling a little out of sync, missing Dallas Goedert, offensive line not playing as well.
Yeah, elite cornerback play. Always the best thing you can have in the NFL.
And they still have really good cornerback play. 4 out of the last 5 games, the Eagles have allowed less than 17 points or less. And the Packers, that's their weakness. Like, they've been struggling to put up points. I think it's going to be really tough to go and match up against this Eagles team. Like they've been surviving on Christian Watson torching people. I think that's going to be tough.
5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks. I mean,
I don't think that's sustainable.
Shout out to your best ball team if he's on there.
And I think a lot of what the Titans did on offense, the Eagles will be able to do against this Packers team.
I certainly think, I mean, this has blowout potential, and I think the number is what the number is because of the purely Aaron Rodgers. I think like the game last week was a massive letdown to me. I don't know if I love them getting extra rest coming off that performance. That was the bounce game. I was buying it. I've been so wrong on these Thursday night games every fucking week. But that was the bounce game. That was the game they needed to get right. And you look like specifically the Eagles are going to run all over the Packers. That's the bottom line. The Eagles are going to run all over the Packers. The Packers aren't going to be able to run on the Eagles, and that's going to make all the difference in the game. The only thing that gives me pause is Jalen Hurts has had some not great games over the last couple weeks.
I would say
with his arm, and
I would disagree with that. I mean, I think a lot of it doesn't look good because
he's created opportunities for the other team more than he was earlier in the season.
Well, I mean, you have AJ Brown fumbling, Quez Watkins fumbling, Dallas Goedert fumbling.
All fair points.
3 receiver fumbles make your stat line look way worse than it was.
Sure, I'm not even looking just to, like even just complete incomplete passes. Like he's just making a way more bad reads and bad throws than he was earlier in the season, and that's the only thing that gives me pause about laying points here. But I bought the bounce last week with Green Bay. I'm off them this week. So, you want to make fun of us for being chalky together. Is it a problem now that we're laying points?
Me? No.
Now
it's a
you're
good
okay.
Spot to lay points.
Now it's a good spot to lay
Yeah.
points. Got it. All right. Well, now that it's a good spot to lay points, let's lay the.
Ryan's angry. Thanksgiving's coming. He's in a grumpy mood.
Everyone's eating that horrible animal fat. I mean, good. God, thoughts and prayers to everyone's innards after this holiday. Eagles a fun teaser team as well. Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
Steelers head to Indy. I mean, some of these primetime games that clearly these networks drafted in an attempt to get the best game, like Kansas City, Los Angeles.
Well,
Rams.
Steelers Colts. I mean, this was never a good.
In
game.
what world? It will Matt Ryan versus who? I don't know. Pittsburgh. Catching 2.5. I think this opened 3. It's down to 2.5 plus 120 on the money line. Indy minus 140. 39.5 is the total. Yeah. So I understand that Indy's been a fun story, but this is the moment in Ted Lasso where the lights get a little too bright and things go poorly. They're laying points against Mike Tomlin. Let's talk about this, Sean. Jeff Saturday, Mike Tomlin walk into a dark alley. You think those blue eyes are coming out? No.
I'm impressed.
I'm still in love with the Steelers.
I'm impressed. You know what color Jeff Saturday's eyes?
What do you mean? That you get lost in those things? That's the number one feature he has. Those eyes. That's why he got the job. I mean, Jim Irsay was high as fuck and just staring at those beautiful blue pupils.
I like Pittsburgh too, but I guess I'm concerned because I like Pittsburgh every week, and they've just been a disappointment.
They're teaser material.
TJ Watt versus Matt Ryan. You have a statue versus just like an apex predator. I just don't see how it doesn't end horrifically.
Just picturing Matt Ryan with like safari gear walking around in Africa. Just this massive lion comes out of nowhere and destroying the shit out of him. Yeah,
I mean Pittsburgh hasn't been great on the road. Their offense, though, I'll say it. Kenny Pickett, I thought looked pretty. Like I think that was one of Kenny Pickett's better games throwing the ball. She's shown some progress.
Yeah, you can't take Indy here.
I do worry it's a letdown game for. Well, it could be a letdown game for the Colts, but I do worry it's a letdown game for the Steelers after losing to the Bengals.
I don't know about that, Sean.
Really?
Well, what are we? We're talking about Mike Tomlin. We're talking about a proud man. We're talking about a guy that doesn't finish under 500 very often. They have 7 losses.
Yeah,
back is against the wall.
Start stacking some wins.
Playoffs start now.
Okay,
this is a must win game. The Colts are in la la land, probably convincing themselves they have a chance to win the division. I think we get to see Matt Ryan get hurt and go back out for the year.
Well, then
and Jim Irsay gets screwed with that whatever that injury payment he was supposed to he was trying to get out of.
If Matt Ryan gets hurt, I'm worried because then you bring in Big Dick Nick Foles and
Sam Ellinger's not coming.
And they're going to the Super Bowl then. No, I think Jeff Saturday. That's one thing he decided. He just wrote on his
this guy fucking
whiteboard.
Sucks.
No Sam Ellinger. I'll take Pitt. Their defense can create some turnovers.
Great teaser as well.
Yeah. Minka, let's go. All right, everyone. Time for the Lock Dog Tease, brought to you by sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. Bet big, win bigger. And hey, don't forget your Thanksgiving bingo cards available in the app. Make sure you tell friends, family, get everyone involved. Kramer?
Yeah, I'll let me go first. Shit's been,
okay.
Yeah, no, get out of the way. I need to go first.
Yeah, you made me go first last week. That's what was the whole domino.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I was accumulating heat.
Here comes the accountability.
You turned my stove off.
Here comes the accountability. Look, all right. So, and just for the fucking record, 8 dogs, 8 favorites. Where are you at, Sean?
Dog.
Probably something similar.
All right. Well, then you are coming out. You might have less dogs than me. That's going to be a bad look if you have less. All right. Lock number 1.
I have 8.
Wow. See, we skipped. we found different routes, but we got to the same place. Lock number 1. Wake up early on the West Coast. Wake up at a normal time on the East Coast. Or if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, turn the TV on while you eat. Buffalo -9.
Oh man.
Lock.
Okay.
I'm gonna give out my tease second. Steelers +8.
+8.5, Ryan. We're picking it at 2.5.
+8.5. Tennessee +7.5. And Carolina +8.5. Is that the one that's gonna fuck me?
That is a disgusting act.
You're putting a Sam Darnold in the teaser.
All right, you know what?
I'm obligated to let you know.
Take it out.
It's your own tease.
Take it out. Take it out.
Okay.
Give me the Atlanta Falcons +10
Oh, okay.
against the Washington Commandos.
That's a tough tease.
As in a good tough tease.
It's a tough tease to beat.
Tough tease to beat. For my dog, it's a small dog, but we need some small victories.
Just looking to get on the leaderboard.
Patriots are not losing to the Vikings
okay.
and Kirk Cousins in prime time. And for my second lock, I gave you the first game. I'm going to end it with the last game. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers +2.5. Ted Lasso, bright lights. Woo. This one's easy. Pickett's going to look good on that. That offense is going to look good on the turf. That's my prediction.
All right, for me, not overthinking this guy at all. Lock Seattle -3.5. Other lock, New York Giants +9.
What?
Dallas sucks.
What? I like that.
No, it's a division game and you're getting 9 points.
No, it's from a content perspective. We both gave out Thanksgiving Day locks.
Yeah. For my dog, Carolina +2.5. Not really feeling it.
I like the way you grunted.
Bears +4.5. Consider it. Saints +9.
I mean, if you're gonna,
I really do like New England, but you already got New England.
I think you have to. I mean, Tennessee. It's
okay,
very small dog, but I mean,
I'll give Tennessee out because I love that play.
It's wrong team favorite, in my opinion. My opinion.
Okay, for my tease, gonna give Philly down to 1. Going to give Miami down to 7 and Buffalo down to 3. That's how you tease, Ryan. And
can I propose a round robin?
Sure.
Patriots.
Okay.
Steelers.
No, we got to stop putting the Steelers in everything.
You're right.
New England. What else do you want?
I mean, we can just do. Well, no, you know what? Let's not get greedy.
Yeah.
Got to build brick by brick.
There we go.
You don't build a million bricks at a time. Well, sometimes you build a million bricks at a time.
So for our circa million, Seattle -3.5, Giants +9, Buffalo -9, Pittsburgh +2.5, and I think we got to put Tennessee in there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Tennessee +1.5. All right, I like that mix. 3 dogs, 2 favorites. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Remember, merch store Dallas Sucks from now until Thanksgiving.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
You fuck Dallas? Dallas sucks? Yeah, Dallas sucks.
Kramer, let it ride. Dong.